Hi, this is Jen Shannon, and this is a tutorial that I'm going to be showing you about how to create a bordered watermark for your images. That way you can use this type of watermark when you're using your images on your blog or on your website, when you don't want an intrusive watermark, but you do want to be able to protect your images to a certain degree. So this is an example of the vertical template that I use, that I created, and this works really well when you put it into an action and you can run it on all of your images. This is a horizontal template that I created, which I also created into an action, so I will also be showing you how to do that. The image that we're going to be working with today is this one right here. This is an image of my oldest dog, Jada. And as I was explaining a little bit earlier, that you can create these type of things into actions, that way your life is a lot easier. So I'm going to show you a little bit about the actions first. I'm not going to record this one as an action because I already have one recorded, but I do want to give you the foundation to be able to record this as an action so that you can make your life a lot easier when you have to do this to a bunch of images that you want to put on your blog. So the first thing is that if you don't have your actions palette open, this is what mine looks like, is what you want to do is go to Window and then choose Actions. And if this isn't checked, it means that you don't have it open. So go ahead and check it to make sure it's open. It might not open to this. It might just look like this in your toolbar. It looks like a little play symbol, so you'll want to push that. And what you might see is this. You see kind of this mess of folders and arrows and things like that. I personally don't like this view. I like it in button view, so you can just click this little place over here and choose button view, and you can see all of your actions over here. This action that I created is called Jada Action, just because her name is Jada, and so I'll be showing you how that runs a little bit later. But for right now, what you want to do is get out of button mode, and you'll want to use a new action. So you'll click this new action layer right here and you'll name your action whatever you want and then hit record. Once you hit record, this little round button right here is going to turn red, indicating that it's recording. You can do all the steps that I'm about to show you, and then when you're done, push the square to stop it and you will have saved your action. So it's really easy. It takes a couple of seconds to do. Once you have the action and you push play, it only takes a couple seconds to run it. So it works really well, and I would definitely recommend it. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started with the tutorial. Like I said, we're going to be working with this image. The first thing that you're going to want to do is go over to your background image. You're going to want to right click and duplicate that layer. We're going to go ahead and name this layer Photo 1 and hit OK. And then we're going to go back to this Photo 1 layer and check this little eye so that we don't have to view it just yet. It's hiding, and we can do all of our manipulation without having to look at that just yet and get confused. Then we're going to go back to our background layer, right click and do layer from background. You're going to come up here and it says layer 0. We're going to go ahead and label this as border and choose enter. And now you can see we have our border layer and our Photo 1 layer. Our Photo 1 layer not showing right now. So make sure that you've selected your border layer and that the eye is on. And what you're going to want to do is go up to Image and then Canvas. And then under the width, put 0.5 and the height 0.5. Then leave it at relative, and under the anchors, you can leave it as is for right now. Then choose OK. And as you can see, that gives us that border around the image is a ½ inch. Then you're going to go back up to Image and then Canvas size. And then under height, you're going to do 1.5 because we want to add a little bit of extra at the bottom so that you can put whatever in there that you want. So put your 1.5, leave it at relative, but then under anchor, you're going to want to choose this up arrow. That way it pushes that extra 1½ inch down to the bottom of the image. Push OK. And as you can see, it went ahead and added that to the bottom. Now what you're going to want to do is select your wand tool, which is this tool right here. You can choose W on your keyboard to select it. And then you're going to go to this checkerboard looking area and select it by left clicking. And as you can see, this is nicely selected around here. Then you're going to want to take your bucket, which is a shortcut of G on your keyboard, and move this over here so that you can get this black color, and then fill it in with black. And then once that's done, you'll go to Select and then Inverse, and then hit your Delete key. And as you can see, the photo's not there. It's okay, we did duplicate it, so it's just hiding right now, and you'll get to use that a little bit later. So then we're going to want to deselect this, Command D on a Mac, Control D on a PC, and then choose your move tool, which is V on your keyboard, and then create a new layer. And this layer you're going to want to drag underneath your border layer. If you double click on it, we'll name this white background. Hit enter. And then you're going to want to get your bucket tool, which is G on your keyboard. Rotate this to the white color and then fill that in with white. And as you can see, we have this nice white background. Now, one of the things that you can do, which could make this a little bit easier for you, is go up to View and then Rulers. And as you can see, that adds the rulers here. And one of the things that you can do is left click on the ruler and drag this guide over here and line it up with these edges. That way you can be a little bit more precise with what we're about to do. And then of course, one from the top, drag this down here, and then another drag down to the bottom. And so what we're going to do in a moment is create another square within the white square, but we want it to be precise. So what we're going to do is drag one of these over here, and we are going to just go ahead and look here and see, let's see, 1, 2 of those little bars up there. And then we'll come over here and we'll do 2 of those bars right there. Same here, we've got this ruler here, we'll do 1, 2 of these bars right here, and then one down here, and we've got 1, 2 of these increments on the ruler here. And as you can see, we've got these little squares here in the corner. So now we're going to get our rectangle tool, and we are going to line it up with this guide right here and drag it all the way down here. And as you can see, it kind of snaps to those guides that we already have. Let it go. And what you're going to do is come over here where it's created this layer mask and drag this up on top of the border. As you can see, it doesn't do anything just yet. Now you're going to go to Photo 1, click on it, and then you can see, push the eyeball so that you can see the layer. What you're going to do is either hit Command Option G on your Mac or go to Layer, Create Clipping Mask, and then choose your move tool, which again is V on your keyboard, and you can see that you can move this image all around and it's not going to affect your border. It's contained within that layer mask. You can also make it bigger by doing Command T, hold down Shift, and then drag it, and as you can see, it makes it bigger, but it's still contained within that layer mask, so you don't have to worry about getting that white border perfect because it's already going to be contained in there, so you don't have to worry about putting that image in the middle of that white border so it looks good. So I don't want to make that size any bigger, so I'm just going to not apply that. And then I'm going to go to View, Clear Guide, so we don't have to look at that blue. And then the last part is to get this text tool, which is T on your keyboard, and drag it across here. We want to align the text to the left, or I'm sorry, the right, so we've already got that selected. Then we're just going to put www.jen-shannon.com and then select our move tool. Move this down just a tiny bit. You can use your arrow keys to get it where you want it. And I'm not going to worry about putting my logo over here. You can just copy and paste it in there, but that's how you would create this. And again, if you were creating an action at this point, you would come over here and push the stop button. So this is what this looks like. It looks nice, it's contained, and it makes a really nice impression on your clients when you put these on your blogs and your clients look at your blogs. Now to show you how the action works, I have this other photograph right here, as you can see. What I'm going to do is come back over here to my actions palette, choose button mode, and then as you can see, I have J to action right here. All I have to do is push this button, and as you can see, it goes ahead and does the action. It only takes a couple of seconds, and before you know it, you've got your layer and your border right there. So it's easy and it's quick to do. Once you do it the one time, you can go back and do this with all of your images, and of course you can create an action for your horizontal template as well. And that's pretty much the tutorial. So I hope you learned something and got something out of it. And if you have any questions, you can email me at jen@jen-shannon.com. Thanks for watching.